welcome on in for the second series of May 7th, 2025. My name is IceColeBrew. Once again, I am here to be a broadcaster and commentator. I'm here to cover all the action from here and there and everywhere in between. So, of course, folks, I've been very excited about this game coming up. We, of course, are going to have Affinity Downfall versus Midwest Mafia. I'm going to tell you why I'm excited about this matchup. On paper, it does not look good for Midwest Mafia. However, I feel like they've been building themselves up bit by bit. They are coming out of a tough loss against next to new Osmos, but they have 3 more weeks to go. They are at the cusp of being able to break through and find their first win, and they can do that tonight against Affinity Nightfall, another tough team. As you can see, they are currently 2-2 on the roster. Now, of course, one of the tougher matchups they're going to have getting into this is Midwest Mafia have their own, they're a sleeper org in my opinion. They're fairly quiet, but they can make some noise when they do so, just like the mob themselves. And Inertia, Snake, Jupiter, they can play very well. I think they're just figuring out the formula going into this series, going into this entire season. Hence why they are 0-4 currently, but they still have a chance to make it through. They just need to pull it together for these next 3 series, and that starts tonight. If you were just over on the official Rocket League Splash Series channel, you actually heard them talk about Midwest Mafia on Title Talk, but also they were talking about Affinity Nightfall as well, the 2-2 team with the top goalie. That's right, Yogan, one of the most defensively minded players on the roster, was over on that side. And folks, I am so ready. I feel good. I feel great. I can't wait to go through this. This is my 3rd series of the day. Oh, I'm Boss Citrus. They take each week like scrims. I meant to sign up for Surge. Hey, listen, you only get better by playing against people who are better than you. And honestly, I look forward to that. I want to see Midwest Mafia Vendetta basically break through and burn down the entire Affinity street. I can't say that. I'm going to get put on a watch list. I know it's a V for Vendetta reference, but I can't say that. I'm going to get put on a watch list. Let's go ahead and get ready for this next match. As my boss Citrus, thank you for the follow, by the way. Kryptonic, thank you for sticking around for the next series. Folks, I love covering Rocket League. It's one of the most fun. Let's get it on. Folks, this is going to be a best of 5 series. Midwest Mafia Vendetta are going to start looking for their chance here while they're up against Affinity Downfall, who are looking to try to break away from going even, but they want to do it in a good way. As Buckster is going to get that first shot. What a reception off the side. Of course, my Bob's glad to cast, but what a feed. Just recognizes the ball touch off the side. This is GC3, by the way, GC3 and above. So GC1, GC2 is not that far off. I've never seen that Death Star animation, but you can kind of see where Buckster comes off with that play style. And what a great way. Why, of course, being Yogan, one of the top goalies, one of the top defenders of the Tsunami Cup division. Well, the W is Wavy, who is feeling pretty wavy at the moment. Orbit with that save. Midwest Mafia in the orange for the Vendetta team. They're going to try and break through on this side. And folks, if you enjoy the action, if you see a high-level clip that you really want to just remember for days on end, please make sure to highlight and clip that. Not just for yourself, but for the people watching at home as well, who need to not miss out on these games. Inertia trying to put some forward momentum here. Won't be able to break through on that touch. RL Fox, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Minute to go. Minute gone by so far as Yogan fires towards the net. Wavy's going to drop that center. Buckster looks for that reception, tries to take the feed. Instead, it's going back to Yogan. Inertia's going to try and play defensively. Yogan gets counter-touched. Forced to put in the corner. Wavy sends it off. Tries to follow through. It's going to be Buckster playing up top. Buckster, flip reset. Oh, no. Denied it. The gate forgot his key at the office and sadly will not be able to relax on the couch. Will be his downfall on that play. So that's going to be Yogan picking up the ball. Nice flick. Wants to find a reception to Wavy. Instead, it's a back pass to Buckster. Looks to set the ball down and around. It's going to be Orbit with the carry. Jupiter clears back to Inertia. High angle, just puts it off the backboard, does not clear through. As that ball bounces around the corner. 2 minutes gone by, 1 goal from Buckster, about to be a second goal from Wavy, but Orbit will get in the way. Yogan denies that motion, denies that momentum. Buckster towards the net. Oh, Yogan tried to put it back. Wavy grounder towards the center. Orbit with the save. Inertia with the follow through. Jupiter taking flight. But sadly, will not get through, will not break through that fog in front of the net. It's going to be Buckster who once again finds an opening, this time from the pass from Yogan. A bit of a feint on the touch, just enough to kill the momentum. And that goal will be demolished. Less than half the game gone by. As I am subsequently reminded that Silk Song was announced that someone's playing Hollow Knight currently. Inertia towards the net. Buckster will pick up a beautiful save. Yogan carrying it towards Wavy. Down center line. Orbit taking flight, tries to break this entire attack pattern from Affinity Downfall. They've been struggling to find their space. They've had some nice looking shots. They've had some opportunities here, but for the most part, they've just been playing the defensive game and being out pressured. It's that speed and momentum coming out from Affinity Downfall that has been the downfall for Vendetta in this game 1. Wavy upfield, sends it off to the side, just keeps it nice and controlled as Orbit's going to follow through. Doesn't have the boost to follow, and that may have been the error that puts Buckster onto the map for a hat trick. Denied. Orbit steals it away from Yogan. Drop down towards center. Wavy puts it off to the corner. Inertia. Nope. Buckster to Yogan. Denied. What a 50. Upfield. Over to Inertia. Inertia wishes he had a little bit more control on that touch. Instead, it's Wavy who gets 50 at the half-court line. It's going to go back to Yogan. Upfield to Inertia. Inertia, one more touch. Yogan's in the way, though, and that's why he's the top defender. 50. Up to Wavy. Wavy looking for their first appearance. Top shelf. Crossbar denied. Inertia didn't get credit for the save, but put enough force on it. Oh, bit of miscommunication on that touch. Orbit panicking a bit. Ball towards center. Buckster drops the ball. It's going to be Yogan. To Orbit. Denying. No. Jupiter. Sends it up and away, out to the side. Trying to find that momentum. Trying to find that space. But instead, fighting for their life on the side. Yogan. Looks for a breezy. Gets a final touch. So much landing space here. Had a solid. Jupiter comes in, tries to put pressure, but Yogan calm and collected. Has about 40 yards before there's a hint of a challenge. By then, it's too late. By then, you can pick that ball up, send it across, get that final flick, that final touch to get the 3-goal lead with 19 seconds left. Drops of Jupiter trying to make an offensive appearance. Will be denied. Inertia towards the net. Yogan denies. 50. 5 seconds left to go. Ball in the corner. Drops to Jupiter once again. Inertia wishes he had a little bit less inertia, but will not be able to find the space. Will not be able to find that momentum and speed. Affinity Nightfall. Downfall. I called him Nightfall. Whoopsie. Taking game 2. I'm going to fix that real quick, folks. That's on me. I do think their original name was Nightfall. As we go into game 2 here. Been a very impressive run for Affinity Nightfall. They've been able to take that momentum in space. They've been able to stay focused on the game. And what's been very impressive is how Buckster has played, but also Yogan, again, 4 saves, denying 80% of the shots from the opposition. And when you have a strong defender, you need to clear them out, and my game crashed. On, folks, we're gonna see if I can rejoin. Okay, the server's still up. That's the good news. Bad news is I can't change the map. We're gonna check and make sure people want to keep it going. All right, they say "wee ball." There's another phrase to that. I'm not gonna say it right now because again, I don't want to get censored by YouTube. We're heading into game 2. Affinity Nightfall taking game 1 with a 3-0 lead. All that pressure being on their side, but Midwest can regain. They have this opportunity here. Nice 50. I think the big issue is they just need to control the ball a little bit more in order to allow themselves to find these bumps and demos. They need to play their space a little bit more aware to not allow Affinity Nightfall to take over the entire pitch. High angle backboard for Yogan. They can bring the pressure back. Jupiter, bit of a drop here as that ball sails past. Yogan's going to be denied. No first goal within the minute so far. Buckster takes out Inertia and then tries to redirect towards the net, but Inertia back from the grave, back from the dead, will deny here. Drops of Jupiter with a 50. 50 towards the net though. Yogan, some force behind it, gets some weight. Inertia with the ball steal. May have caused an issue though. So Yogan can't get that ball centered. Wavy puts it back. Jupiter needs to get towards the net, but Buckster will find the left post. Drops that ball inside. Bit of a quick reaction from Wavy. Just doesn't want to put the ball on target, just wants to put it close. And that passing setup's what set up Buckster once again. Buckster being fed the ball from his team. But it's just 1 goal difference. They've gotten past the 1 minute mark. It's been a very impressive defensive run. Now they just need to clear out that back line. Double commit on that left wing, but Orbit's not going to give up the ball. Instead, tries to set up for Jupiter. Inertia's going to hesitate a bit. But Jupiter coming in ball side, that might have just cost that momentum. Inertia had the ball, but then it had to give it up. They can still play this for life, though. They can still come back under control. Orbit sending it off to the wings. As the ball gets dropped down towards the center. Across the net. Jupiter's going to give it up. Instead, play for boost. Has space, but Buckster's just faster. Orbit with the save. Inertia can't control. Too many bodies in the way. Wavy is going to cause some waves, send that ball out to Yogan. And now a center. Wavy looking for a top shelf, wants to double tap, but it doinks a bit too hard, so it's going to be Buckster on the solo play. Gets denied on the ceiling. Wavy a bit too fast, too furious. Forgets that he's got family behind him. What a 50 from Orbit, but Wavy gonna be able to deny. Wins out on the 50 again. The 50 game has been going in strong for Affinity Nightfall as Yogan pop up high for Buckster. Gets denied at the gate. Yogan mistimes the challenge, but it's Wavy with a chance to score. Will accept his own feed. Just a bit more mass on the ball here from Wavy. If we slow down that touch one more time instead of this one here, we would see Wavy controls it just well, angles his ball car to where he gets that first touch, and it has enough momentum to where it will pinch out right back towards the net. Fantastic control from Affinity Nightfall. That's been the name of the game so far. They've been getting so much control. Ball towards the net. Ball control once again for Wavy, who has 2 goals on the docket. A lot of airspace in that time off the kickoff, and then drops the ball center. I think that's just the difference here between GC1, GC2, and then GC3 level play. Vendetta was originally supposed to go to Surge, but were sadly put in to Tsunami. And so now with that in mind, they need to play just a little bit more aggressive. There's the first goal from Inertia. Takes advantage of the double commit here by Jupiter. causing Buckster and Wavy to overexert themselves. No one's back at the net. Inertia coming down center. Bread and butter play, nice and simple. And you know, you take an inch, you can take a mile. Orbit looking for a second one, might be able to get there. No, Buckster denies. Instead, Orbit with the bump. Orbit with the redirect sends it back in. Scoring run for Orbit here. Able to find the second goal. Inertia with the setup. Jupiter comes up. But it's going to be Orbit with the final touch. Takes it around Wavy and Yogan. They have that momentum. Inertia goes to challenge, but Wavy will deny. Yogan puts that ball on target. Orbit in the way. Jupiter back over to Orbit. Not fast enough, though. Ball towards the net. Inertia has to deny. I love that touch. Just kills the momentum and then wishes he killed a little bit more momentum. Jupiter off the right post. It's going to roll up. Bump on the backboard. Orbit wants to double, but it's not going to work out. Wavy takes out 2/3 of the team on his own. Orbit looking for another redirect. Zed drops that ball. Wavy can't get there. There's that bump I'm talking about. Look at Inertia, clears out the back line, doesn't knock out Wavy entirely, but it is enough. Sweet dreams are made of these, and who am I to disagree with Vendetta on the comeback? I love an underdog story. 70 seconds left to go. 3-goal scoring run for Vendetta. Coming back with some momentum, but they cannot tilt. They cannot get overconfident. They need to keep the game under control. Inertia not in control in that moment. Ball towards center, and that's going to be Yogan finishing up the touch, but Buckster could have had it too, honestly. Yogan wanted to remain on top on the fantasy board. He's going to put Affinity Nightfall back in the lead, and they're going to start their scoring run once again. And that's what I was worried about too. When you are on such a heavy scoring run, you tilt a little bit. And I don't mean like you rage and throw your controller. I mean, you're just too pumped up. You're too excited. You're eccentric. You're ecstatic. And you forget how to play the game. Inertia looking for redemption. Will be denied by Wavy. Orbit trying to put that ball within orbit of Jupiter. Just off target. Yogan will clear this one out. Inertia's going to pick this one up instead, though. Off the ceiling. Has the angle. High angle. Will put it inside. Finds redemption off the ceiling. Will make the field his own. Yogan and Wavy both going for the ball. Wavy just a bit too late. We are tied once again. Do you believe in miracles? I say this as if it's like a 5-game banger at the moment. Or we're on the way for a reverse sweep. It's just game 2, folks. But I love an underdog story, as I've said before. Yogan with the denial. Orbit with the ball in sight. It's going to be Inertia. Look for a pickup here. Buckster, one more touch. Forces the 50. Inertia. Gonna try and set it up for Orbit, but it's gonna be Yogan down center. Jupiter touches the ball once more. Oh, but it goes to ground. We're going to OT for the very first time. Midwest Mafia Vendetta. Look at it, take advantage. Oh, and the hardest shot in the game comes through. That's a crossbar. Doink from Inertia. But for redemption, though, finds another chance. And you know what? He just needed the net to be blocked. He just needed some traffic. Some people drive better under pressure. Inertia is one of them. Folks, please, 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 for the love of God, go back and clip those moments for me. Because that's beautiful. Midwest Mafia Vendetta tying it 1-1. Oh, and I am able to change the map. Thank God. I think I'm able to. I am, haha. For folks who did not see it, I did get disconnected earlier. Rocket League was not in a good mood this evening. And you know what? That's okay. 8 shots on the docket to the 7 from Affinity Nightfall. Midwest Vendetta starting to find their space. They might be trying to get their first win here. Will Affinity Nightfall allow this to happen, or will they lock in and break away? Inertia with a hat trick at the end. Now, defensively, they need to be more aware. They cannot get caught up in the emotions of being able to tie the game after being down by 3 goals. Within those moments, my phone is going nuts right now. Affinity Nightfall, they just need to play their game. They just need to stay focused. They do so well off the passing plays whenever they're given space. If they are able to create space on their own, they can have the game back under control. They are a fantastic franchise. They're a fantastic organization. As we go into game 3 here now, into a best of 3. It's going to be Buckster picking up the kickoff. Tries to fake out Jupiter, but Jupiter towards the net. That is on target. Wavy, final touch, clears it out. It does not find enough space. Jupiter sends it back upfield, but Inertia's bumped out. Buckster, one more touch, doesn't get it on target. Inertia, booming clear towards the net. Gonna send it upfield. As we're starting off this game, I think the difference maker is going to be Affinity Nightfall. If they get the first goal within a minute, it will cause so much trouble for Midwest Mafia Vendetta. And so with that in mind, they need to stay focused. They need to stay locked in. As Jupiter tries to find the angle here, and Inertia tries to follow through for the dunk. Won't find it. Orbit, though, one more touch. Yogan denies at the center line drive. Jupiter off the crossbar, off the backboard. Can anyone pick it up? Inertia tries to put it on the far corner. Won't find it here. So that's going to be Wavy upfield to Yogan. Powerful shot towards the net. Inertia clears it off the backboard. Almost gets dunked on. Orbit trying to find space. Puts it inside for the first time. Oh, Midwest Vendetta takes the lead by taking the first goal. Does not allow Midwest Affinity Nightfall to score first. Does not allow them to lose focus. Buckster, though, is going to change that story. Almost catches them off guard. It was such a tight shot, so close. Tries to bring it in. Wavy goes for the double tap again. Isn't able to find it here. So that ball's going to take flight towards Jupiter. Jupiter wanted to find another angle for a double tap, but instead they've left the entire back court open. Yogan will take the goal. Heartbreak Hotel. Buckster, fantastic pass, recognizing the positioning, recognizing again Midwest Mafia get too caught up playing forward, playing upfield, that they forget to cover the backside. And in this moment, Buckster is able to set up Yogan for that pass, able to tie the game up fairly quickly, and now might be looking to score a second time as Orbit takes it to the corner. 2:45 remaining. Inertia takes flight. Ooh, does not actually. Was out of boost at that moment in time. Yogan with the dunk, but Orbit sends it over. Gets redirected. Doesn't find that timing with Orbit. Instead, it's going to be Jupiter trying to dunk home. Orbit with that demo in the background. Won't be enough to find a goal here. Instead, it's Buckster. Not a lot of momentum, not a lot of boost. Yogan gets denied at the gate. Wavy towards the top shelf. Inertia with the clear. Staying alive for Midwest Mafia, but look at all this pressure building up for Affinity Nightfall, and my game starts lagging again. I am so hardwiring to the router when we move to the new place. 125 seconds left to go. Jupiter tries to find a shot, but Wavy will deny. Inertia follows through, gets denied as well by Yogan this time. The alphabets are out in force. Yo, it's Rocket League Splash Series official. It's Tommy Buckets. It's Sonaglio. Thank you both so much for coming in for the raid. I hope y'all had a great time on Title Talk. Fantastic show, folks. Make sure to follow Rocket League Splash Series official on Twitch if you have not done so yet. Inertia is going to take that 50 into the corner. And on low boost, it's going to try and set up Jupiter, but Jupiter's going to call back, recognizing Wavy. Y'all have just missed a beautiful game 2 where Midwest Militia scored a second. Scored and took game 2, but now they got scored on twice by Buckster this time. Yogan with that bump on Orbit is what provided that opening, cut that momentum down on that defensive rotation. We'll shut them down. Affinity Nightfall take the lead now. But Midwest Mafia are the underdogs here. They are used to fighting from below. They have been looking at every series as a scrim for Tsunami Cup. Sends that center for Jupiter, but sadly the stars will not be aligned on that play. Instead, it's Orbit trying to get a save. It's going to be Yogan, though. Sends an asteroid into the net and takes them out. 2-goal difference now. 68 seconds left. Folks, if you believe in the Midwest Mafia, I want to hear you put your hands towards the screen. I want you to give them their energy. If you believe in Affinity Nightfall, just let them do what they want. Because it's still, Yogan's one of the top players according to the fantasy draft. And I'm inclined to believe it, honestly. The way he's been playing, the way he's been setting it up. Oh, high for inertia. But that ball's towards the net. Oh, no one's there to follow, though. No one's there to help out. No one's on that side. Honestly, I don't blame them, though. It's dangerous. But it's going to be Orbit towards the net. No, Yogan denies once again. And this is why Yogan's one of the top players of the league. Just so defensively minded, just so calm, cool, and collected. He has the mechanics to back it up as well. But the biggest aspect is he makes these defensive plays and then converts them to goals with his team by setting them up or by finding an opportunity to score for himself. Inertia, a little bit of space here. Tries to follow through, a bit of an awkward wave dash, gets denied by Buckster. Orbit tries to for the 50. With 5 seconds left to go, it looks like Midwest Mafia. That game 2 was beautiful, but it will not fall through as Affinity Nightfall have locked in. Now on match point, Affinity Nightfall looks to close out this series. Midwest Mafia had all the momentum behind them, but again, it's that defensive effort from both Wavy and Yogan at this point in time. My phone is going off nonstop because we're talking about movers. But it's been such a beautiful series. Let me go ahead and quickly shout out all in chat. There you go. Beautiful match so far from these teams. We're heading to Utopia Night for the second time tonight. You are coming in now. This is actually the second series of the evening. You can check out the VOD for the first match on YouTube. I want to see if we can make it to Champions Field. I want to see if Midwest Mafia know how to run a racket. And they can get that momentum back. They gotta believe. They cannot tilt. They cannot overexert themselves. The positioning for that second goal for Affinity Nightfall was what broke open the dam to lead them to take that game 3. They're playing more aggressive. They're playing more in your face. They want you to make mistakes. Midwest Mafia Vendetta. Affinity Nightfall, y'all have done so well defensively. Y'all been able to lock up the net. You've been able to deny left and right. Once you realized you had an opening, you went to quickly fix it. Now all you have to do is just avoid the bumps and demos. I see you over there, Orbit. Inertia tries to go for the air dribble. Orbit tries to fire back towards the net. Jupiter's going to follow through, sends that ball towards the net. Nice demo from Orbit, but it will be cleared off and away. One moment, folks. Yogan carries the ball up high, tries to make a connection to Wavy, but instead it's Jupiter's solo play. Just needs to fake him out. No, can't find another touch. Instead, it's over to Inertia. As Jupiter sends that ball off and away. Is going to try and set it up for Inertia, but Buckster's already in perfect positioning. Great anticipation, great understanding of where to read the ball and send it down for the challenge. Denying that opening. Breakdown in the defense. Yogan's going to take the first goal here off of Wavy. He's able to pull off 2 defenders. You see both Inertia and Orbit overcommit, overexert themselves, and that breaks down that defense. Tommy of Rocket League Splash Series says, I'm so in love with Title Talk, man. It's been so much fun. Another amazing part of this amazing community. And folks, you want to go join Rocket League Splash Series, now is a fantastic time to join. catch up with the action as we have 3 weeks left. See if you can find a team to join, and if not, get ready for the next season. And more importantly, come join the fantasy draft as well. Go check out Title Talk every Wednesday at 8 p.m. EST on RLSS Official. They talk about all esports updates along with what's been going on in the Splash series. Demo by Wavy opens up an opportunity. Orbit, last-ditch effort, sends the escape pod out to the side, but Inertia gets intercepted by Buckster. The Rebels won't be able to break through here. Vendetta trying to find a moment to just keep this attack going. They do so well when they play with so much pressure mounting up against Affinity Nightfall. However, Nightfall has adjusted at this point in time, and again, that's that difference. That's that GC3 level, GC3 plus level. You start adapting faster to your opponents. You start understanding where to make the adjustments. Great defense from Inertia, but not enough as Buckster will read the ball, sends it down and away, and we will see another destruction of the Death Star from Buckster. Inertia, honestly, I did not think they had that save from Yogan's shot. However, it still bounced off the backboard, and the only fault here was it just didn't have enough distance. It could not find its way, and that is where Buckster was able to score. Now, once again, they have been down before. They have been down by 3 before, and that's why Inertia is able to score here. It's that pressure building up until it cracks, until it breaks. They can hit a high enough note by forcing the defense to get so awkward on Affinity Nightfall side. If Affinity Nightfall does so well on the passing plays, however, I think they truly get caught up under pressure, and they need to get used to that. They need to start trying to find ways to ensure the net can be covered, but at the same time take their space and be able to challenge the ball at the right time. They need to find their timing on these defensive rotations. Yogan does a great job. That's why he's goalie. That's why he's top in the league for Tsunami. However, that's not going to be enough here, and that's why they're currently 2-2. I'd like to see a little bit more accuracy coming out from them. I would like to see some more setups on the ball control from them, because they can't really wait to anticipate their opponents to give them an entire airfield to challenge. Orbit, you need to get this touch. Jupiter, you need to get that follow-up touch, because Orbit got dunked on, and now there's an opening. Ball boomed all the way over to the net. Buckster needs to get the touch here. Inertia goes to counter, but can't get it inside the post. Instead, goes in for a follow-through. Buckster finds the touch. It's going to be Jupiter trying to follow through. Nice center. Jupiter clear. Oh, gets bumped by Yogan. 90 seconds left. Last time they were in this position, Midwest Mafia were able to find a goal, break away. Ball sent upfield towards Orbit. No, it's actually going to Jupiter. Tries to send it onto the backboard. Awkward positioning. Orbit trying to put that ball more towards center, but can't get there. It's going to be denied by Wavy. Great clear out from the entire Affinity Nightfall team. I'm about to call him Downfall again. Feels like it might be the Downfall Midwest Mafia right now. As they try to find another opening, won't be able to do so. Jupiter with that demo on Buckster, but it's mistimed. Inertia's all the way on the opposite side of the pitch. Too far away to make a play. Goes for the challenge. Buckster denies. Off to the side, 38 seconds left. Soft touch. Orbit wants to bring it closer inside, but the angle's too tight. Bit too obtuse in that moment. Doesn't get the geometry right. Needs to get the protractor. Double commit on the play. They're panicking a little bit on Midwest Mafia's side. They're doing too much. They're overexerting themselves. They're scared. 15 seconds left to go. Buckster on target. Bit too slow. Orbit tries to counter. Wants to get that pinch. Forced to put the ball over to the side. Buckster outplays Jupiter. Jupiter was committing to it. Wavy forces their hand, puts them off and away. Jupiter looking for a carry over to Orbit. Orbit gets denied. It's going to hit the ground. No, it hits the side of the wall. Finds the lucky roll. Yogan towards the net. Orbit keeps it alive. Time for a 0-second drill. Send it, says Kryptonic in the chat. Orbit tries to send it, but Inertia's not underneath. Game 4, another 3-1 for the night. Ends on Utopia Coliseum. Affinity Nightfall, fantastic win. They will come out positive at the end of the night. 3-2 as they break past week 5. But Midwest Militia, fantastic series from them. Wavy Navy, thank you so much. You were fantastic on the pitch as well. You, Yogan, and Buckster. I forgot who I was calling. Y'all have the memory of a goldfish. The happiest person in the world, according to Ted Lasso. But what a fantastic series overall, y'all. Thank you guys so much for letting me cast for you guys. Thank you so much for putting on such a fantastic show. Like, this was fun. I really believe in the underdog story. Midwest Mafia, Vendetta have had so many opportunities, and they're getting stronger. You can see the mechanics coming through. You can see the game sense starting to grow a little bit. That IQ starting to build up. There's reading the reports. Nightfall, fantastic series, and they know what they need to work on too. They can't crumble under pressure. They just need to play a little bit tighter. They need to play a little bit faster. They need to play a little bit quicker with each other, and they need to not crumble under pressure. Now, as the series goes on, we'll find out how they do for the rest of the season. But with that, folks, I'm heading out for the end of the night. Thank you all so very much. If you are over here on twitch.tv/IceColeBrew, I want to give a huge shout out to y'all. Thank you so much for joining me on this evening as I find us another caster to head out to. In fact, I actually know exactly where I'm heading out to. We're going to head out to ML Esports GG. Yo, if you came from Title Talk and you came from Title Talk to me, we're heading off to another talk show. It's going to be MLE's Open Net. Episode 11, we are at the weekend of our first round of playoffs for our C1 all the way up to GC2 leagues. Getting ready for that matchup, and of course we have a bunch of games going on. In fact, I think we're about to come in on bangers and hangers at the moment. So let's go ahead and get ready for that raid. If you are here with me on Twitch, if you're over on YouTube, then thank you guys so much for watching. Oops, that is not correct. Raid Emily Sports. If you are over on YouTube, hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to grab some clips for your favorite moments, folks. It's been so much fun casting games. If you love the sound of my voice, please check out ColasCon, a 30-person actual play project full of fun and joy and totally not sadness as we are getting torn apart in a war zone that is meant to emulate a green zone. And of course, if you love merchandise, if you want to support me and my partner, please go check out Hilarity at www.etsy.com/shop/hilarityart for a whole bunch of charms, stickers, tote bags, whatever you need. She's got it for you. She can make some beautiful work for you. And of course, if you love the music you're hearing, this is from Christopher Escalante, aka Chrysalis, on the Lo-Fi Project. Got a new album out now on Spotify called called Dreaming Caliber. Please go check out Dreaming Caliber on Spotify, out now for you. Thank you all so very much. I'm going to go ahead and close out for the evening. Let's get ready for that raid, and I will see you all next time.